This is a reading from Visions of the Spiritual World, Sadhu Sundar Singh, and this is the preface by Sundar Singh himself. The following is the preface of the original publication of 1926. In this book, I have attempted to write about some of the visions which God has given me. Had I considered my own inclinations, I would not have published the account of these visions during my lifetime. But friends, whose judgment I value, have been insistent that as a spiritual help to others, the publication of the teaching of these visions should not be delayed. In deference to the wish of these friends, this book is now presented to the public. At Kodgar, 14 years ago, while I was praying, my eyes were opened to the heavenly vision. So vividly did I see it all that I thought I must have died, and that my soul had passed into the glory of heaven. But throughout the intervening years, these visions have continued to enrich my life. I cannot call them up at will, but usually when I am praying or meditating, sometimes as often as 8 or 10 times in a month, my spiritual eyes are open to see within the heavens, and for an hour or two I walk in the glory of the heavenly sphere with Christ, Jesus, and hold converse with angels and spirits. That's another area where he's been criticized. I don't have any problem with it. Their answers to my questions have provided much of the material that has already been published in my books. There are 2 more available online, and I'll provide links to those when we're done with this one. And the unutterable ecstasy of that spiritual communion makes me long for the time when I shall enter in permanently to the bliss and fellowship of the redeemed. Some may consider that these visions are merely a form of spiritualism, but I would emphasize that there is one very essential difference. Spiritualism does presume to produce messages and signs from spirits out of the dark, but they are usually so fragmentary and unintelligible, if not actually deceptive, that they lead their followers away from rather than to the truth. In these visions, on the other hand, I see vividly and clearly every detail of the glory of the spiritual world, and I have the uplifting experience of very real fellowship with the saints amid the inconceivably bright and beautiful world made visible. It is from these angels and saints that I have received not vague, broken, and elusive messages from the unseen, but clear and rational elucidations of many of the problems that have troubled me. This communion of the saints was a fact so real in the experience of the early church that it has given a place among the necessary articles of their faith as stated in the Apostles' Creed. Once in a vision, I asked the saints for a proof from the Bible of this communion of saints, and was told that it was to be found clearly given in Zechariah 3, 7-8, where those that were standing by were not angels, but saints in glory, and God's promise, on condition of Joshua fulfilling his command, is that he will be given a place of access to walk among them, that is, the saints, that stand by, and these are his fellows, the spirits of men, made perfect, with whom he could commune. There is repeated mention of spirits, saints, and angels in this book. The distinction I would make between them is that spirits are good or bad, which after death exist in a state intermediate between heaven and hell. Saints are those who have passed on through this stage into the higher sphere of the spiritual world and have had special service allotted to them. Angels are those glorious beings to whom all kinds of superior service have been allotted, and among them are included many saints from other worlds, as well as from this world of ours, who live together as one family. They serve one another in love, and in the effulgence of God's glory are eternally happy. The world of spirits means that intermediary state into which spirits enter after leaving the body. By the spiritual world is meant all spiritual beings that progress through the stages between the darkness of the bottomless pit and the throne of the Lord in light. I wish to express my sincere thanks to Reverend T.E. Riddle of the New Zealand Presbyterian Mission, Karar, Punjab, who has journeyed up to Subatu to translate the original book from Urdu into English. My thanks are again due to Miss E. Sanders of Coventry for having corrected the proofs. Sundar Singh, Subatu, July 1926. The next part begins. The visions. I'll do that in the next video. Thanks for watching.